Yeah. Can you see the slide, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about web security. Yesterday we were discussing a big protocol. Uh, Not a protocol specifically, it's a platform that is SSL. So we discussed and we understood that there are two layers in SSL, and with these SSL is placed in between application layer and transport layer. So the two layers of SSL have four protocols put together. The bottom layer have a record protocol, and the top layer of SSL have three protocols. They are SSL handshake, SSL alert, and SSL change cipher specification. So this is what we have discussed in the previous class. So today we will see what is transport layer security. So we are not going in depth towards transport layer security, how we discussed SSL, because this is not there in your syllabus. We will just have a quick outlook of what is transport layer security. That's all. Okay. So uh, it's a IETF standardization initiative whose goal is to produce an internet standard version of SSL. So IETF is Internet Engineering Task Force. So it is SSL version 3 basically. That is TLS, Transport Layer Security. So TLS record format is same as of the SSL record format. So current version of TLS is 1.3, and the minor version of TLS is 1.0. Basically somewhat equivalent to SSL 3.0. Okay, sorry, I told something else. So it is basically equivalent to SSL 3.0. Most of the working principle of TLS is similar to SSL. Okay, so the preparation of message authentication code, all those things we are not studying here. The difference between SSL version 3 and TLS Max Scheme is the actual algorithm, and the scope of the MAC calculation is different here. Okay, basically TLS uses HMAC algorithm, and whatever the SSL uses we have discussed already. So TLS uses HMAC algorithm for authentication, basically message authentication code. Okay, so okay, here, yes, SSL version 3 also uses the same SMAC version, sorry, the HMAC version, uh, but the padding bits are concentrated with a secret key rather than being X or red, with a secret key padded to the black block length. Okay, so I think students, this is not required, because to understand this we have to first see what are padding bits, what is block length, all those things we have to discuss. So I think we'll not go in depth towards this. Pseudo random function is also not required for this. Yeah, what are the cipher suits that TLS uses? TLS supports all of the key exchange techniques of SSL version 3, with the exception of Fortressa. Again, symmetric encryption algorithms. TLS includes all the symmetric encryption algorithms found in SSL version 3, with the exception of Fortressa. Again, that is, Fortressa is again a technique. Okay, so I think we don't see much, or we don't discuss much about TLS here, students. If possible, I will give you a table which shows the difference between SSL and TLS. So that I think that is not I have not added that in the slide. So I will add it later, so it will be useful for you in the later stages. uh, TLS, that's what I said you, it is not there in your syllabus. We are not going in depth towards TLS. What you have to know is, to protect the transport layer, we have two major protocols, SSL and TLS. SSL is what we have studied in depth, and TLS is also another protocol which is basically similar to SSL version 3, whatever we have seen, but with minor changes. I will give a table for you later regarding the differences between SSL and TLS. Okay. Yeah. Next topic, secure electronic transaction, which is quite an important topic for you. So, what is secure electronic transaction, students? Can anyone tell me? Let me go to the previous slide. Yeah. What is secure electronic transaction?
So probably it is like mails where we are exchanging information through electronic media, and then we are very much concerned about the security of it, Gmails or anything like that.
No, it is totally a different thing.
Okay, so
Any any guess, others? Secure electronic transaction.
Sir, to basically do a credit card or a debit card transaction over internet, something like that, safely.
Yes, yes. So basically, when you use your cards, credit cards, so how the transaction is done, say, in a secured way, is that clear? When you buy something, say for example from an online e-commerce, if you buy something, you pay it through card. If you are paying it through card, how exactly the see, when you use your card, somebody has to check whether there is balance in your card or not, and then once if there is balance, somebody has to approve your transaction, and after approval, how, like, how the merchant will get the amount, how the merchant will get the payment, that is also one thing. So all these things, how it is going to happen, we are going to see that in the secure electronic transaction. So a secure security protocol which ensures security and integrity of electronic transactions done using credit cards in a scenario. Is that clear? That's what secure electronic transaction is. So uses different encryption and hashing techniques to secure payments over internet done through credit cards. Uses different encryption and hashing techniques to secure payments over internet done through credit cards, students. So that's the major work of secure electronic transaction, supported in sup am I audible, students? Hello?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Supported in development by major organizations like Visa, MasterCard, because whatever the credit cards that we have, most of our credit cards are stamped by Visa and MasterCard. Microsoft, which provides in its secure transaction technology, that is STT, and Netscape, which provides technology of secure socket layer SSL. So it Essence Set provides three services. So what are the three services provided by Set, that is secure electronic transaction? Provides a secure communication channel among all parties involved in the transaction. So who are all the parties, students, involved in this transaction? When you are doing or buying something through e-commerce, who are all the parties involved in transaction? Can anyone tell me? Just a guess. We are going to study it in the next slide itself, but can you just
So,
guess
can you repeat the question? I didn't get it properly.
who are
Who is
yeah, who are
uh,
all the parties who are involved in that, in a transaction, online transaction? Did you get my question?
Yes, sir. Since this is a transaction and even digital certifications are involved, I'm feeling like generally it will be one user and then like part and then a certification. CS, what is it? Certification authority or some? Oh, that might not be involved, no, sir. Trusted authority, I thought. Uh,
No. Any other guess?
Basically, server and client will be there itself. Mm.
Okay. Okay. Then any other answers?
Sir, the buyer, seller, and the bank which has issued the card.
Yes, you are almost right. See, the buyer is basically the card holder. Okay. The seller is basically the merchant. So card holder, merchant, bank, and there is something called as an intermediate bank also. Let us see what it is. Okay. So all these are the parties who are involved in a electronic transaction. Okay. So the other service of set, the first service of set is provides a secure communication channel among all these parties involved in a transaction. Second, provides trust by use of X.509 v3 digital certificates. We already know what is X.509 v3 digital certificate. Then ensures privacy because of information is only available to parties in a transaction when and where necessary. Is that clear? So see, different merchant may not require bank information. Okay. Bank may not require the merchant information or the product information. Bank will only see whether you have that balance or not. Merchant will only see whether you are buying the product and whether the merchant is receiving the amount or not. Merchant is not worried about whether you have amount or not. It is the work of bank to take care of it. So basically, the privacy here it differs from one party to other party. Okay, so we will see that also in the set. So going forward, key features of set: confidentiality of information. Yes, cardholder account and payment information is secured as it travels across the network. So you are giving your card details like your credit card number, CVV of it, your whatever the name in the credit card, and expiry date of the credit card. The complete credit card information generally we will give, right? So it should be very much secured because it is going through the public network. Okay, so confidentiality of information is very important. That's the key feature of set because it tries to give more maximum confidentiality for your data which is being transmitted. See, if somebody gets to know what we are buying, it's okay. We are not worried about it. But nobody should know about our card details, right? That is very important. Integrity of data, payment information sent from cardholders to merchants includes order information, personal data, and payment instructions. There should be no change in this information, student. Order information, what you are exactly buying, personal data, who is buying it, and payment instructions, how much you are paying for it and through what mode. So very important. So if you give something and if something else goes into the merchant, so again it is very difficult to manage. So basically integrity of the data means what? These informations, is that clear? So that is order information, personal data information, and payment information. All these things are very important. Integrity of it is again very important here, because if the data changes, then you may get some other order or you may pay more. Many things can happen. So confidentiality of information and integrity of data or integrity of information is also very important, students. Cardholder account authentication. Again, one more very important point. Cardholder account authentication. Whether you are only using your card or not. Very important. We get, see, whenever we do electronic transaction, we get OTPs, right? That is cardholder account authentication basically. Set enables merchants to verify that a cardholder is legitimate user of a valid card account number. Set uses X.503.3 version 3 digital certificates with RSA signature for this purpose. So basically digital signatures for authentication, right? Upon that, with the digital signature, and when you make the final payment, definitely you will be using a OTP also from the bank side. That is again an important uh, uh, method or measure to make sure about the authentication. So merchant authentication, yes, not just cardholder authentication, merchant authentication is also very important because you are going to pay to the merchant. You may pay today, but you may get your product after a week, after 3-4 days. So you have to be very careful with the merchant. Authentication of the merchant is also very important. So set enables cardholders to verify that a merchant has a relationship with a financial institution, allowing it to accept payment of cards. Is that clear? So when a merchant is ready to accept your card payments, obviously the merchant should have a relationship with financial institution. Financial institution means a bank. Okay. So again, set uses X.503 digital certificates with RSA signature for this purpose. So basically, set uses merchant digital certificates in merchant authentication, and set uses cardholder digital certificates using during the cardholder account authentication. Is it clear, students? These points, key features of set. You have any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes. So just participants in the set system we can see here. This is the okay, an issuer. Basically, who is the issuer? You can see in the left side an issuer. So this is the financial, it's a financial institution such as a bank that provides the card holder with a payment card. Is that clear? Generally we get, right, we get cards from Visa or MasterCard. So all those are issuers. Is that clear, students? Issuer is again basically a bank or a financial institution that provides the card holder with a payment card. Is that clear? Then who is card holder? A card holder is an authorized holder of a payment card. It can be a Visa card, MasterCard that has been issued by an issuer. Is that clear? Issuer is issuing a card to the card holder. Then who is an acquirer? This is a new word for you. Who is an acquirer? This is a financial institution that establishes an account with a merchant and processes payment card authorizations and payments. Is that clear? Acquirer is an institution that establishes an account with a merchant and processes payment card authorizations and payments. Is that clear, students? So basically we are paying to the acquirer. So acquirer will pay that amount to the merchant. Is that clear? So what is a payment gateway? This is a function operated by the acquirer or a designated third party that processes merchant payment messages. Is that clear? So it's a basically gateway to verify a merchant whether you are giving the proper amount to the merchant. All those things, the verification process is done in the payment gateway. Is that clear? And what is a merchant? We know what is a merchant already. Basically somebody who sells the product is the merchant. Basically a merchant is connected with acquirer through a payment gateway. A card holder is connected through an issuer for verifications. Okay, a sequence of events that are required for a transaction. So what are the events that happens during a transaction? Is that clear? So the customer opens an account. So the customer receives the certificate. The certificate verifies the cardholder's RSA public key and its expiration date, establishes a relationship guaranteed by the bank between the customer's key pair and his or her credit card. Is that clear? The customer should receive a certificate. Then merchants have their own certificates. A merchant must be in possession of two certificates or two public keys owned by the merchant, one for signing the messages and one for key exchange. The merchant also needs a copy of the payment gateway public key certificate because merchant should have a confirmation of your payment, right? So the customer places an order. So basically these are the pre-work. Okay, when you order, when you get a card, you will have already a certificate. That card itself is working as a certificate. Merchant also will have two different certificates with him. So that is the pre-work before you place an order. So what happens when you place an order? The customer places an order. The merchant is verified. The merchant sends a copy of its certificate so that the customer can verify that he or she is dealing with a valid store. So again, whoever has a certificate, those certified merchants only will be visible to you in any kind of a website. Is that clear, students? So basically it's happening in the backend, the merchant verification. Then the order and payment are sent. So the customer sends both order and payment information to the merchant along with the customer's certificate. Payment information is encrypted in such a way that it cannot be read by the merchant. Is that clear? Why? Because merchant need not have your card details. Is that clear? So the order and payment information is sent to the merchant, but the payment information is encrypted in such a way that it cannot be read by the merchant. Customer certificate enables the merchant to verify the customer. Is that clear? So customer certificate enables the merchant to verify the customer. Then what
Excuse me,
happens?
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have like Atlassian presentation at 9 o'clock. I think the meeting a pre-placement presentation at 9 o'clock. So I
Oh,
think most of the people will be leaving. So will the
okay.
class be going on, sir?
So then, first of all, there are very less number of students. I think I would like to discuss this topic when there are more number of students. Okay. So let us stop here then. The sequence of events we will see in the next class. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You can leave, students then. It's already time. You can leave, students.